We went to see Niagara Falls. There were two men staying next to my mom, and they should not have seen Niagara Falls. That was her dream. She was begging for water. No one cared. And then I hugged my mom. And then she was crying, and she was like, what is going to happen? I don't understand, like, if these are actual, like, human beings, because people have, like, everyone has a mother, right?
Before we start, some context. On July 20th, ICE detained a 59-year-old woman named Alevtina Soboleva at the Buffalo airport. She has no criminal record. She is an asylum applicant who followed all the rules for 4 years. Her daughter Daria couldn't find her for 4 days. She tracked her own mother through ICE's public website across 3 facilities in 3 states. At one point, the family was told she'd been deported. She hadn't been. Today, Daria tells her side of it. One note before we begin, we pre-recorded this conversation so Daria could stop whenever she needed to. She's talking about the hardest week of her life. Some of what her mother has told her, she's going to keep private. You'll understand why. Here's Daria. Hi, I'm Timothy, and Daria, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Daria, and I'm here to talk about my mom's situation.
Okay, so my understanding is that something happened with you and your mother back on July 20th of 2026. Take me back to July 20th. Where were you when this started?
So me and my mom were on vacation. We went to see Niagara Falls in Buffalo, New York, and we were coming back to California, to San Francisco, where we both live. And we checked in and everything. We went through the control system, and we were at the gate waiting for the plane. I think it was 1 hour before the departure. And then I went to get coffee for both of us, and I was away for like 10 minutes, and I came back, and there were two men staying next to my mom, and they looked like general people from the airport. Like, they looked like just normal people who are flying. They were not wearing any uniform. And when I came to my mom, they started talking. They asked, is that Soboleva? And later I found out that actually they were staying next to both of us for some time, and they waited until I left. And then they came to my mom, and they already started asking her questions without me, but she said that she's waiting for her daughter. And so when I came back, they started asking me. I remember my mom was very emotional because she was scared that I am nervous, because when I saw them, this is like two random people. They do want something. I was scared because I don't know, like, it's just me and my mom there and two random people. So she was like very like emotional, trying to say that I can see my daughter is nervous. What do you want? And so when I started asking them, they told me that they are immigration police. And they're just here to check my mom's documents. Then I remember asking them for any documentation or like their ID. Who are they? They did not show me any ID. They just showed me briefly like I don't know, some label on their like trousers. But then they like closed it back, so like they were really hiding. I felt like they're hiding who they are in that spot. And then I said that her documents are all fine, but you can talk to her lawyer. And so I dialed my mom's lawyer, because I have her number, because I worked with my mom and her lawyer to get all of her documents in correct order. I'm a very responsible person, and so I knew that everything is fine. And I called the lawyer, and they said that we need to move somewhere else. We cannot talk here in the airport. And there was a third person that came as well, who was wearing just, I guess, like no uniform, just an average looking man, who said that he is just general regular police. He's not immigration police. But they said that they need to take mom outside. I asked if I can go with them. They asked how old I am. I don't know why. I answered that question. They said that I cannot go with her. But then I was I dialed in the attorney and we started talking, and this is when they said, okay, you can go with us like to this exit. And so we went to some exit, I think emergency exit on the floor. And basically on the staircase, her lawyer was talking to this ICE person, as far as I understand it. This is who he is. And my attorney asked, what's the reason why you are trying to check her documents? I said, because she does not have a legal status in the US. And then attorney was like, but she is a pending asylum. And do you know that everything is in order? He did not answer that question. And then attorney was asking, where are you taking her? And the ICE person said Batavia, Buffalo. And attorney was like, but why you are doing this? She lives in California. She lives in Sunnyvale. Why you are taking her to the Batavia location? And that person just ignored it and said he doesn't have enough, more time. And so the only thing that I was doing there, I was asking attorney if I should release my mom. Attorney said there is nothing that we can do at this point. I asked attorney if I should take anything from my mom or I should give something to her. Attorney said to take her passport. I took her passport. And then I hugged my mom. And then she was crying. And then she was like, what is going to happen? Am I going to have handcuffs or something? And why they're treating me like this? And they all said there are going to be no handcuffs. I'm just going to check your documents in a couple of days here, and then we will transfer you to whatever place you guys want. This is what they said to me. I know this is probably not true, given the situation. Like, I haven't seen her since Monday. Today is Saturday. So this is not true. But I remember how my mom felt there. Like, she was very, very scared. She could not understand what's happening. And that's basically how it, and like the last time I saw my mom, this is how it was. I'm sorry, that was like a very long description, but I wanted to give you details and how I felt about it.
There's no reason for you to apologize. You're doing great. So your mom was taken, and when she was at the airport, was she using a US ID?
Yes. She have a California driver license, real ID, which is we both use. I have the same. We both use to travel domestically. And when they were checking it, they said you're all good to go.
So I know that at some point they said that they were taking her to the location that they told you about, but when did you realize you didn't know where your mother was?
Yeah. So obviously I was in touch with her attorney and a bunch of other people right away, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. And her attorney recommended to use this website called locator.ice.gov, where you can type in mom's information, like her A number, and then it gives you a location. And that did not give us any results. So basically, when she was in Batavia, I tried to call them. They have a few numbers. I tried to leave her urgent messages there. No one would pick up, so I would just keep leaving urgent messages. Later, I found out that she never received any of those. But I just wanted to let her know that she's gonna be fine. I know I'm with her. As much as I just tried to calm her down, because I actually wasn't sure what's gonna happen. So I wasn't sure if she's gonna be fine, but at least she would hear my voice. And so I think for the first 24 hours, we could not see where she is at all. Like, the system did not give any results. And I even had this thought that this is, they kill her or something. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, because I did not know these people. They didn't look like police. I wasn't sure if this is even true what they said. They're going to check her documents. So they're just going to send her somewhere. So I was really scared. I could not understand anything. And I think next day, July 21st, she popped up in Ohio place, so Mahoning County Jail, which is not Batavia. And I tried to find a way to contact her. And so I called the prison facility, and they told me that she just arrived and she will have an ability to contact me in a few hours. And I told them that I'm not sure she knows my number by heart, so please give her my number. Later, I found out that no one gave her my number, and she could not reach me. But also, it looked like I could not understand where she is, because later on July 21st, as far as I remember it, she again disappeared on this website. And so we did not understand where she actually is. So I called July 22nd. I called that place, and they told me that she is on air release, and they could not tell me where to. And her attorney could not understand where her client is. She was trying to reach different places. She was trying to reach Ohio. She was trying to reach Battaglia. And I was trying to reach all of these places. I was trying to call general numbers for ICE. No one gives me any information. No one gives their names. No one can give any messages to her, or they say they will. And later I found out that no one did anything. So I think only until later on July 22nd, her location changed to South Louisiana ICE Processing Center, which is, again, not California, not Battaglia, somewhere, I have no idea, how long how they transported her, how long she had to stay where, what was the conditions, I could not understand anything. And I was feeling really scared, because I heard about that facility and how they treat people there. And my mom, she's quite old. She's 59, and she's quite delicate person. She has a master's degree, and she's a, she's very smart, and she's intelligent, and she's she's never been through this type of situation. She's I don't know. And so I was not sure if I can actually find her alive, after all of this happening.
At one point, you were told that she'd been deported. Walk me through that.
South Louisiana, it is, right? We started calling that place the next day. So that was on Thursday. So we started calling that place, no answer. I contacted her attorney, and they said, we need to reach out to her somehow. Please do something. And she reached out to the prison facility herself. And at some point, she started calling me and sending me screenshots of communication from that place saying that she was deported. That she's no longer in that place, and she was deported. And then the attorney was like, can you please check your records? Because she's still showing up as an ICE custody on the ICE website, and she's still showing up in the South Louisiana location. And the person answering there was like, I checked my records. She was deported. That's all I know. And the ICE locator website will be updated shortly. And so we were all waiting when this is going to be updated. And it wasn't updated for quite a long time. I wasn't sure what's happening. She doesn't have her passport, and where they're taking her. And later, I'll find out that they brought her into the South Louisiana location. And then immediately after that, they put her on the bus to go to the airport. And then from the airport, they wanted to move her somewhere else. However, I don't know what happened, but later I found out that they were spending there half a day. She did not have an access to the restroom. She did not have access to water. She was begging for water. She was asking them if she can just make her lips a bit wet because they're very dry, and she's scared of having a stroke. She's old, right? So this is the stress that she was going through. This is something that she's never experienced in her life. No one cared. And then later they brought her back to South Louisiana. And on Friday, when I was on a call with Roxana's office, who is trying to help my mom right now, they confirmed that my mom is in Basile in Louisiana. Yeah. I believe she's right now in South Louisiana. I have a way to have some phone calls with her, but yeah, this is what I know. Like, to the best of my knowledge, this is where she is right now. Conditions in which they're transferring, they don't give water for hours, they don't let her go to the restroom, or they keep her in a cage that is very, very tiny and it doesn't have air, and so she was having trouble breathing there. She asked to open like a tiny window there so she can breathe through that, and they said it's not allowed. And she was like that for hours. She thought that she's having this like a panic attacks because it's a very like small place, and she was wearing handcuffs, and they put chains on her, and so she said to me like it was really hard with the chains because she cannot really move at all, and they're very heavy, and they were hurting her stomach. And so to her, there was a lot of humiliation here. There was a lot of uncertainty if she will ever be able to like breathe normally. And she told me that she was like trying to cling one of her like arm into the other with her nails so she could like feel her fingers because she was scared. And so all of these conditions that she was describing to me, when they brought her back to Basile, they said to her that next day we will take you at 9 a.m. and again transport somewhere. And she was really scared. She started feeling sick because in the place in Basile, they turned on AC so low that she got a sore throat, she got a fever, and later I found out that she was probably gonna die because there is no medication there. She's 59. They don't give her medication, and it's very, very cold there. She does not have clothing, and she cannot get clothing because for that you need to order it, and for that she needs to have her glasses because she cannot see anything on this tablet they give her to order. And she was begging everyone to give her glasses because she cannot order the stuff that she needs right now, and no one cared. When she got some stuff from some of the other people there, the officer just took it from her. And so she could not have like any clothes that's warm, and she could not have any medication. But she was really scared that if transportation happens again, that she will just die there because there is no hydration. She has a fever and she has a sore throat, and because she's never been through this type of conditions before. So as far as I know, they did not transfer her, but she's afraid that's going to happen anytime. They might transfer anytime during the day, anytime during the night. That's kind of the current situation. Yes.
So I want to clarify something. You had both your mother's lawyer and yourself were unable to locate her during this entire time, and it took the intervention of Congressman Ro Khanna for you to be able to find her. Is that correct? So until a congressman got involved, yeah, no one would tell you.
Yes.
That's pretty disturbing on its own. Maybe we should step back. Tell me about you and your mother. What was your life together like before July 20th?
Yeah.
Like when did your mother get to the United States, and give me a little bit about the happier times in the past few years.
Yeah. So my mom, she's very close to me. To me, this is very, very, very hard. I don't think I've ever gone through any of this stuff like before. It's just the hardest thing. Hearing her cry on the phone, it's I cannot do anything. But I also keep to tell her that it's going to be fine, but I'm not sure if it's going to be fine because I'm out of control. My mom and I are very close. She's been always like on my side for anything that I've been doing. We lived in Sunnyvale for the last few years, since 2023. And before that, we were living in San Jose. So when she came to the US with the visitor visa on in October 2021, she lawfully entered the US. She had no plans to stay here. She just visited me because I moved here for work.
And we spent some time going to Los Angeles. We spent some time here where I'm working. She just wanted to help me set up my life here, like help find an apartment, help find some like basic stuff, because I was also working. It was COVID time, so it was a bit hard. But she was really supportive. She was cooking for me while I was like trying to figure out everything else. And she had a ticket to come back home. However, like a week before her date, the war between Russia and Ukraine started. And so I had a discussion with all my family here. She has her sister here in the US. She has like her sister's husband, her cousins here. We all had the discussion if it's safe for mom to go back to Russia. And we decided that it might not be in the current situation. And so she and I worked to find an attorney. And with the discussion with the attorney, we decided to apply for a political asylum for my mom to be able to stay in the US with me, because at that time it was safer than going back to Russia. We had this daily routine, like we would go for walks after work and just talk about my day together. She would we would cook together on the weekends. We would have breakfast together. We would watch movies after my work as well. So like right now, I'm out of all of this routine, and I don't want to go back to this routine until my mom is back, because I cannot do that right now. And so we live in the same apartment. And my first night here, after I came back from the airport, I could not really sleep, because I was thinking that I'm hearing her in her room, or that she's trying to go and like enter the apartment. And I was hearing all of that. And I was really scared, and I had like anxiety, really hard anxiety, because I also was not sure where she is. You know, I support her. She's in my support, like for anything she needs. And she also has friends here and in the community. So she goes to mission college, and she has her friends and teachers there. She was for that. I talked to her teacher recently, and her teacher is just heartbroken and very, very angry at what's happening. And her teacher was telling me like how great of a student she is. Well, I knew it from my mom as well, but also hearing from her teacher was very like she wrote a whole cover letter about my mom, describing how she was helping everyone else in the class, how she was very like a student. Like my mom, she is an A student. Like she whenever she's trying to learn something, she goes all the way. Whenever she tries to help someone, she goes all the way. She's a real team player. And so her teacher is just she doesn't know what to do, but like she loves my mom. That's how she wanted me to convey the message. And so she recently started going to badminton classes. So she has a team there, and when she was talking to me, she was saying that she's very upset that her team does not have her there when they're playing. And, you know, she also goes to volleyball classes there. And so they know each other. They see each other like twice a week. And so they haven't seen her for a long time now. She also has other people in our apartment complex who know her, because she used to walk my dog like a lot in the morning and in the night before he died. And so she knows all of the neighbors. And then neighbors are all shocked right now. They could not understand that in this country something like this could have happened. I also don't understand it either. So yeah, but she has friends. She has a community here. She has other students, and she has her teacher. She has me, and I also have like Landon and Danny, who knows about my mom, and Landon knows my mom. So we're trying to see what we can do. And I also work at the company called Cerebras, and Cerebras leadership also knows my mom, and they're all trying to support me right now, which I'm very, very grateful for.
That's good to hear that you're getting support. That's really important. So your mom applied for political asylum, and that was why she retained the lawyer, was to work through all that. And so she was going through the actual legal process, right? She didn't just
Exactly.
decide one day to just randomly overstay a visa. She was going through the legal process.
No. I'm the person who went through the non-immigrant visa and the immigrant visa. Now I'm a green card holder. And I'm the person who is responsible. I usually look at all the documents precisely. I understand everything you need to do. And so to me, this is a shocking situation because we did everything in order. Like, she has work authorization, she has your EAD card, she has a driver license, she has a real ID on it, she has a pending asylum case. We paid all the fees that we need to pay annually on order. Like, I was checking the websites. I was her assistant on that front. I was in touch with her lawyer on anything. Like, before I would ask her, is it okay that we go to we went to travel to Hawaii. I was asking her that, but I was thinking that I should not have traveled with her at all, and I should not have seen Niagara Falls. That was her dream. She wanted to see that, and she haven't had a chance to travel because I was very busy and the dog was dying, and we just decided to do like one small trip. Like, she haven't traveled for like a couple of years at all, like in the US. And so I felt like, why did I take her on this trip? Or like, why did I let them take her from me? Because whatever they were doing to her afterwards, like, that's just, I cannot imagine how I would go through this. And I'm quite young, and then she was going through that, and she's a very, very delicate person, and she's old. So I have a lot of like, what if situations. I know it's not productive, but like, I'm very anxious and emotional, and I don't like, like, I need to look forward, but also it's hard. Also to mention, like, she, what I understood from her lawyer is that we are asylum interview, which usually goes through the USCIS process. So I went through USCIS process before. Like, you have visa stuff, you go through that website, and she had the biometrics done, she paid all the fees and all, and we were just waiting for the date, and we were checking the website, and she did not appear at any like court hearings. There were no court hearings. She was just supposed to have an interview. And like that, she is in the detention facility.
Right. So my understanding is that you've since been able to speak to your mother. What can you tell us about what she said to you?
I did not give her my number, and so she did not have an access to her phone. But some other person in that facility gave her a message that this is a number to call her daughter, and I guess they first gave the number to call her attorney. And so she was trying to dial that in, and it didn't really work for a long time because she does not have her glasses and the phones are very tiny. And so she was doing that for like a very long time. Someone helped her there, like some other, I guess, inmate. And then the lawyer called me and said that she will try to call me because they gave her my number. And later I found out that she did not have a pen. She did not have a paper, and someone wrote it on her hand, the numbers that she needs to call. Like, this to me, like, this is like, anyway, so she reached out to me and she started crying, like, right away. Like, she was crying. She was asking me how that happened. Like, what did she do wrong? And I was trying to tell her that nothing. You did nothing wrong. And then she was like, but then this is not like, you cannot treat someone like this unless they are really, really seriously like fault in something. And I was like, my mom, like, it's not, you're not at fault. I don't know what's happening. And so she could not stop crying. And then she started, like, I asked her to give me some information because apparently she was calling from someone else tablet because she did not have money on her account. But for her to have money on her account, I needed to know her ID and stuff that they gave her. And she needed to give it to me, but she could not see anything, right? So then she had to find someone who could help her read it to me. And yeah, I can go in details. Like, after I got the information, the website was not working and I could not pay. And it told me on the website that her account is locked. And then Danny tried to reach out to that place on my behalf, trying to figure out how we can unlock the account. And they said that she needs to unlock the account. And we could not figure out how to do that. And we described to them that she doesn't have her glasses. She's not sure how to use the tablet. She's in shock. She's shaking. She has an anxiety. Like, could you please help? And they just refuse to help. And when we like said, are you like actually refusing to help right now? And they just hang up on us. But a few minutes afterwards, I was checking the website. I was able to see that the account is unlocked, and I was able to send the money. However, I found out that she would only be able to receive these funds 24 hours after I sent it. So I could not imagine what she was going through, because she thought that I'm sending her money and then she can call me, but then she cannot really call me for 24 hours or anyone. And I tried to reach out to a bunch of places. I tried to reach out to this person who said that she was deported, to see if she can now find her, because she's calling from that place. No one answered to me. I wrote emails, no one answered to me. And I think at some point she tried to call for someone else's number, and I think it was a few hours, but she was asking someone to help call as well, even though she had funds, because there are certain buttons you need to click, like to transfer the funds, and she cannot see anything. She cannot understand. Like, she cannot even accept the call, because it's like there's so many steps in the PIN codes and whatever. Like, she does not see anything. Yeah. After we figured it out, she was able to call with someone else help. And I think only today she was able to just remember, like the positions of stuff. She does not see the numbers still.
Right.
She doesn't have her glasses, but like at least like she remembers, like, this is like, here you have 1, here you have like 9. And so to me, this is like, she's, like, she was very scared. She was very anxious. She was crying, and she was feeling like she's like humiliating to everyone there, because she cannot find out how to contact her daughter. She does not remember her daughter's phone number by heart. She does not remember her attorney's phone number by heart. And honestly, the way, how much pressure she was under, she was, when we were speaking, she was telling me that she thought that her attorney just ran away, and then she was telling to these people in the facility and people who were transporting her that she's very scared of her daughter being so stressed out and could not sleep because she doesn't know where I am. And so I don't understand, like, if these are actual like human beings, because people have, like, everyone has a mother, right? And so how cannot you just like imagine what the child could go through and what the mother can go through, who's an elder mother, right? Like, how how this is very scary. Like, and the person who's never been in any, like, she's never had any problems. She never had any like tickets or violations or ever anything. She's a very safe driver. She's a very responsible person. And I just understand, like, why you would put someone through this. Like, what could be in your mind for that matter?
I don't think there are any good reasons. One thing I'd like clarified is, how long was it between your mother speaking to her lawyer on that speakerphone with the police and the next time that your mother was able to speak to her lawyer?
So her lawyer hasn't had a chance to speak to her yet.
She hasn't been able to speak to her lawyer yet.
Yet. It still hasn't happened.
Wow. That's worse than I thought it was.
And I cannot tell her anything. Yeah, and I cannot tell her anything about the strategy or like what's going to happen, because I should not, because they record. And yeah, she's listening to stories of people there, and she's getting very stressed out. People are staying there with a paid bond for 7 months, and they don't know how to get out of this place. So my mom said that everyone is burned out. It's a lot of people in one place. There are legal ways to get them out, and they are not working. People are not getting out of that place, even if the judge decides that they should and issue a bond, and the bond is proved and paid out. They're not getting out, because, as far as I understand it, ICE just continue appealing until they're so tired, these people, that they just sign some form. And then she's old and she's weak and she's tired, she's shaking, and so it was really hard for her to go and sleep there. And so for that, to change the bed, apparently you need to see a nurse, and so she was doing that work. She's kind of listening to other nightmares, and she told me that I should not spend any money. I should not try getting help because this is just not gonna help. Like nothing is helping there. That's what she told me.
Well, speaking of help, is there a way that people can help? What do you need right now? What kind of help are you looking for from people who feel like this is something they want to help with?
I would love people help me bring her home safely. I would really appreciate any advice, any help. And reaching out to congressmen, like I reached out to Rokana's office. If there is another place that people can reach out to get some help, given the way that she described to me when she got some stuff to warm her up and some tablets from other inmates, it was taken away. And like for me, like I'm sure she's not safe there, but like she's sick right now. She told me yesterday she could not swallow, and there is no like medication. She it's very, very cold. She told me that she was shaking so hard, the bed was shaking, and really serious yesterday, and helpless because what if she is like not going to survive this? Because I mean, she has a fever, and then she's laying down there. She doesn't have proper clothes, and she said that there is no pillow, there is no like blanket that is like warm. It's like a very, very tiny something, and AC is really hard. They're not changing that. Everyone wears layers. She doesn't have that clothes. She's feeling very sick. So, and she could not really sleep, and like all of that together, plus her age, like I was not sure if she's gonna survive. And so I was trying to see if there is a way for someone to contact the facility and bring her medication, bring her warm clothing, do something to help her. I asked them to do anything. So if people who are watching this can help with some like basic stuff that she needs right now in this place, so she can actually be like alive, I would also appreciate that.
Who are you hoping to reach with this? Who would you like to get contacted by to help?
People who have mothers. I should not go to see my mother in Louisiana because I am a lawful permanent resident and I have a valid green card, and I might be taken down in that facility as well. And so if that happens, I won't be able to help my mother at all. This message is to any immigrant in this country who has a mother and can just like, I guess, listen to this story and see if there is a way to help get my mom back home. Right now I'm trying to deal with some immediate things like helping her survive and helping get her out. And so she has relatives here, she has her family here. And so right now I had a bunch of offers across the entire world, in Europe, in Russia, in Canada, in the US. And so I picked the US, and then I got this green card under the national interest waiver. So the US needs people like me to work in this place. And right now I just feel like my family is not being treated the way that the family deserves. And we followed all the parts of the law. It just feels like the law does not work right now. And it's because normally you would have a procedure how to do stuff. Like normally she would not be there at all, but she's there and there's no procedure how to get her out. And I just don't know what to do. So if people have ideas like what can be done, how she can get back home, like that, I would also appreciate that, because like I'm just trying to speak about it and see if someone has an idea what to do.
Well, thank you so much. I can't imagine what you're going through, and I hope that people can reach out and help, and that Congressman Khanna will also be able to help. Already finding your mother is, I'm sure, been a big help. I would say, I hope you are doing okay, but clearly, how could you be?
No, I'm not okay, but I'm trying to do my best to get my mom out.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all that.
Thank you for listening.
If you want to help bring Alevtina home, write your representative. Alevtina Soboleva, A240-031-600. To reach the family, use outreach at bringmymomhome.com. Use media at bringmymomhome.com. Links below. Remember her name, Alevtina Soboleva.